just going to recap a little bit of that. I'm going to go into my next part, but you have to abandon this idea of like that you have to have the listing because because of the high levels of distrust that are in the market. You have to be, write this down, detached from the outcome. You have to be detached from the outcome, completely detached. Because of the high levels of distrust, because the consumer is so careful right now with who they're going to invest in. They just got burned. They've been on the market for 6 months. They need to know, Paul, that you don't need this listing to get paid to pay your mortgage. They need to be convinced.
Right. I'm not
Be,
desperate. I don't need that. I'm here to just
yes,
help, genuinely
yes,
help, not just take their listing because, I'll say yes to whatever they need.
absolutely. Paul, it took me about 20 years to figure this out, Paul,
Mm-hmm.
because I needed the next deal, Paul.
Yeah.
I needed to sell at least 2 to 3 homes a month just to have enough a cushion to be okay for the next 3 months. I
Right.
needed it, Paul.
Yeah.
Right? And that's and Paul, you and I have talked about that. That's a responsibility financially that we have to make good financial decisions so we can be on the phone without being desperate. Right? So I
Absolutely.
don't know where you guys are at, and it's not my business where you guys are at, but you just need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to know that,
Yeah.
right? So that means you need to sell some stuff. That means you need to create more of a cushion in your life. That's important. So, because the more you can get to the point that you're detached from the outcome, you're detached from the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sell. Great. I can appreciate that. If you sold the home, where you go next? I told you I don't want to sell. I'm tired of this. You know what? I understand, Paul. You sound like you're really irritated. So here's what I'm going to do, Paul. Do you mind if I follow up with you in the next, 2 to 3 months to see maybe if things might change with you? Do you mind if I keep in touch with you?
I suppose that'll be all right.
Yeah, because Paul, what I want you to know is I'm not here to convince you to do anything. What I'm
Okay.
here to do is figure out number one, why your property hasn't sold. Number two, what it's going to take to sell it. And number three, whether or not I feel like I can help you. Can I
Right.
tell you why that's important to me, Paul?
Okay. Go ahead. Why?
Because I would rather turn down a business than let somebody down. And I know that you just got done being let down.
Hey,
Dude, it's
Joey,
done,
guys,
Paul.
you're a
Paul, it's
smooth brother,
done.
Joey. I
But
got
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Am I sounding sleazy?
you.
Is
You,
this
you,
sleazy?
you're not. It's not sounding sleazy. It's just it's so effective that like I feel. I'm like, oh dang it, he is getting me.
Because
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
truth, Paul. It's the truth. And I need you to write this down.
yeah.
Very important. You need to be the man or woman behind your words. You need to be the man or woman behind your words. What the hell does that mean? When you got to be in perfect integrity when you're talking to somebody. I believe, Paul, listen to me. I understand. I have a lady right now, an expired listing I've been talking to for about 3 months now.
Mm,
She called me when I was in Mexico. I've got her worked out. We're working on the plan. I care about her. I really, truly care about her. But I'm not. She wanted me to list it at 550, 560. I said, no, no, it's not going to work there, Cheryl. You need to price it at 500, Cheryl. And I promise you, the way this market's going, it's going to be a completely different conversation in a year.
right.
Right? So, but I believe that. I believe that. I don't need Cheryl's listing. I don't need her listing. I'm not worried about it. So that has to be the mentality. Does this make sense? Are you guys
Yes.
is it resonating with you guys? Amber,
Yeah.
you're making me dizzy. You're making me
Uh,
dizzy, Amber. You're
this is
going camera,
perfect.
on camera, off camera. I feel like it's a skit, you know?
Just got it
It-
tilted
Yes.
back
but,
up.
but that but that needs to, I'm kidding with you. That needs to
Yeah.
be your mentality when you're on the phone. That needs to be your mentality. I'm getting ready to call back. I got like 200 leads from people that I talked to a couple years ago for attraction. I'm getting back to call them up and say, I just want to check with you. How you doing with this change in market? You know? And I talked to a recruiter yesterday that's recruited like 80 loan officers in the last 2 years. And he sat down and unraveled everything to me. And the one thing he talked about was asking them some key questions. Very important. Okay. And I'm going to give you these parallels because I want to pull you out of your world real quick. I want to pull you out of this world real quick so you can understand what he's trying to accomplish. You say something. Here's what he said. What one thing do you wish your company would offer? What one thing do you wish your company would offer? What's the one thing that what's the one, if you can wave a magic wand, what's the one thing that you wish your company can offer? Right?
That's a
You know
great
what?
that's a
Yeah,
great question.
yes. And then another question he said, just curious, what are you trying to accomplish right now in your business? What is it you're trying to accomplish? Right? What are you trying to accomplish? Don't you think you need to know what the seller wants to accomplish? Don't you think you need to know?
Hmm.
Because if you don't care enough about them to help them accomplish it, okay, go back to Cheryl again. Cheryl's
Right.
got no Cheryl's on Social Security for her. Her son is special needs. Her husband got into a motorcycle accident. She's the only one doing it. She doesn't have any money to fix up her home. She needs every dollar to fix up her home. She did a loan modification like 7 years ago. So they're going to get 25% of all the appreciation that she got from the home from the loan mod back then. They're going to take 25% of it. She's freaked out. Is she afraid? Say yes. Does she have
Yes.
distrust? Say yes. She's freaked
Yes.
out. Dude, I care about her. So we're trying to refi and take some money out of the home right now so she can pack her stuff up, right? She can go to Idaho, buy, you know what I mean, and pack her stuff up. She can have some money in her pocket so she can afford to move and take off, right? So I'm figuring it out. Why? Because I care about Cheryl. I'm figuring it out, right? I'm working to the distrust. She honestly got taken advantage of. And that's the mentality I want you to think about. They feel like they've been wronged for the most part.
Right.
Feel like we're a bunch of used car salesmen. So just know that your job is to set yourself above, and you have to be relentless at doing that. You have to be relentless at doing that. So what are you trying to accomplish? Right? I don't have all my notes here. I'll read a couple more and then we'll do some role play. But I don't want to just get on the phone and role play and role play and role play. I want to give you guys a little bit new perspective. So when you're on the call, you kind of understand where you should be thinking from,
Hmm.
where you should be speaking from, right? Where you should be closing from. You know what I mean? I had a guy yesterday. He has a brokerage with 80 agents, and he keeps hiding from me. You know what? I think he's afraid to hang out with me. Honestly, I do. I think he's afraid that if he spends too much time with me, he's coming. I promise you. I really believe that. So I said, hey, man, let's go to lunch and let's talk business. He goes, what kind of business do you want to talk? Because, people hide behind this. I said, hey, I want to talk about how to win right now and how to get more market share. That's what I want to talk about. He goes, I'm in. And then I said, sushi, Tuesday, 11:30? Question mark. He goes, perfect. I'm done. Because guess what? I'm going to show him how to get more market share. I'm going to show him how to win. Right? I'm going to show him how to win. Write this down, guys. You need to give them what they want. You need to genuinely give them what they want. And then while you're giving them what they want, you need to give them what they need. Right?
Right.
What do they want? They want top dollar. So you need to convince them that you can get them top dollar. But then after you list the home, you need to make sure you have a system and a mechanism to help them understand that this is top dollar you have in your hand. This is top dollar.
Yes, that's I got a listing like that right now that I'm helping my other agent out with, and yeah, the guy's just he's trying to come in so high, or is what he wants to list on, and it's like you're never gonna sell. You got to get down here. So
No, 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 no. But you don't want to tell them you're never going to sell.
I'm just saying that to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I hear you. I hear you. So I'm going to give you a little tidbit, and Amber's going to like this too. This is just the two of you. So 30 minutes of role play is going to be a lot for us. Okay. But in that kind of situation, let me give you one more situation. In that kind of situation, you're like, hey, you believe your property's worth 700, Paul, right?
mhm.
I'm proposing that you're probably going to have to be around 650. That's what I'm proposing. Can I tell you something, Paul?
Mhm. Go ahead.
Last month, Paul, there were 63 homes that sold between 6 and 700,000. Did you know that?
No.
the next buyer, every buyer between now and the first 2 weeks that we're on the market, Paul, every buyer in the entire market in your zip code that is buying between 6 and 700,000, they better come through your home, Paul. If they don't, we're losing. Did you catch that?
Right. Right.
Every buyer who is buying, this is how I talk to my sellers. Every buyer who's buying, who's looking to buy between 6 and 700,000, they better come through your home before they say no. Because if they don't, Paul, we're losing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
History has shown in our system that we can get anywhere from 40 to 80 people through your home in the first 2 weeks. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
Can
that.
I tell you, can I tell you why that's important? Because
Okay.
all we need is one, that's all we need is one buyer, Paul. And if we price it at 700,000, can I tell you why that might concern me?
Okay.
You're
Why?
gonna you're gonna have to tolerate the only buyers that agree with you in your price. You're gonna have to tolerate them, Paul. So here's what I'm proposing. If we price it at 650 based on what the numbers are saying here, then we might have options, Paul. Can I tell you what I mean by options?
Okay. What do you mean?
Here's what I mean, Paul. Every seller, including me, we all want top dollar. But can I tell you that's not really what most people want?
Yeah.
You know what they really want?
What's
They
that?
want they want to be convinced they got top dollar. And can I tell you how to be convinced you get top dollar?
Okay.
When you have more than one offer that comes in. Because when you have two or three or four offers that come in, now
That-
do you hear me? But listen to me. I'm the man behind my words, Paul. Listen to me. I'm telling you, Ray Capisi. I probably shouldn't have said his name because we're recording. That's okay. I love you, Ray. So, anyways, Ray wanted like five. Ray wanted like 550. He had people listening, and I said, Ray, I've known for you for 20 years, Ray. Can I tell you the difference between me and everybody else? He goes, what? I said, I don't need your listing, Ray. But based on the fact that you don't have any money to fix up your property right now, based on the fact you have no money to fix it up, we need to make sure that we are your Zillow says your home is worth 550 if it's all fixed up. We need to help a buyer see value in your home based on this condition, right? I'm strongly suggesting that we list at 500,000. And my goal for you, based on everything, what do you think it's going to sell? You know what? My opinion doesn't matter, Ray. But all the numbers here tell me that 500,000 is a marketable price.
Mhm.
Guess what? Guess what? We listed it at 498,888. Guess how many offers we got? We got four offers. One of them at 410 from an investor. One of them at full price, 498,888. One of them at 490. One of them at 492. Right now, I have an offer right now at 505. You know, I told him on the phone. I said, Ray, first I said, Ray, I'm so sorry it took so long to bring you offers. He starts laughing. It's only like 3 days, right? He starts laughing. And number two, I said, Ray, you know what I'm really happy about? Is we have options. So let's see how much more we can squeeze out of these guys. Is that fair, Ray? Dude, I'm the man behind my words. You got to be the man behind your words. You got to be the woman behind your words. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
It does.
So that's enough. Any questions on that before we jump into role play? I need to hear from you guys. I'm fired up, man. Man, I'm fired up. I can run right through the wall right now.
um, no, I got a separate questions for later. Just asking about something I heard somebody doing a counter back against the buyer's agent commission rate, and
Okay.
I mean it kind of throws
Well,
us role play.
yeah, why don't you pull me aside after the call?
Yeah,
Just so you know, for our time and also for those that are listening at home. But
yeah.
anything about what we're talking about, anything about what we're talking about before we jump into our first role play. Amber, Paul, anyone?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So I want to do a role play, and the reason why, I mean, the reason, I was taught to not do the role plays this way. I was taught to have agents role play with each other, right? But my problem with that is a lot of people don't really understand how to be a good seller. in a role play. Does that make sense? So
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
it's not as effective when it comes to role playing because they're giving, too much objection or not enough objection. And I figure you guys can do that on your own time. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay. So let me go here. And who's up first?
Whatever, I'll go.
Man, sorry, Amber. Paul's not even giving you a chance to go. Can you believe that? He just stepped right in front of you. He cut right in line.
I have next.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll make sure you're next. I'll make sure you're next. Okay, ready? Let's go. Paul, the script's up there.
All right. I got my own over here on the side, so I'm good to go. Ring ring.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, may I please speak to Joey?
This is Joey.
Hi, Joey. My name's Paul. I'm with First Realty Group. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. This is not about selling my home, is it?
Well, it is. I'm calling because I noticed that your property had come off the market, and I was wondering when you plan on interviewing the right realtor for the job of selling your home.
Paul, I'm not selling. I'm so tired of this process. I've been on the market twice and I'm kind of done. But if you send me your business card, I'll keep it. And when I decide to, I'm going to interview agents this time.
Okay, that's great to hear. Well, just imagine for a moment though, if you had sold your property, where were you going to, Joey?
You know what? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter.
Is it just
Right?
you moving by yourself, or did you have other people going with you?
Yeah, me and my wife.
Okay. Well, how soon were you guys hoping to be out of this current place?
Well, I mean, I've been answering these questions over and over again. We were going to go to Los Angeles and it didn't work. And I'm exhausted and I need to just give myself a break.
Joey, I totally understand. I do this all day, every day, but I know most people this is a real big event in their lives. Well, what do you know about, today's market? Why do you think your property didn't sell?
It's the rates. I mean, there's just people can't afford this home.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, the rates, that is a big problem nowadays. Well, but hey, what did your former agent do that you liked best?
You know, I mean, he did what you guys do. He did all whatever you guys do, he did it. I mean, he tried really hard.
Okay. Well, what do you think he should have done then?
I don't think it's his fault. I think it's the market.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I can see that the rates. Well, Joey, my team, we've already closed 53 properties since the beginning of this year alone, January 1st. And I'm seeing here that it looks like out there in El Dorado County in February, we had 121 properties sold. So we need to figure out why yours didn't. Well, shoot, that's a terrible response because you had just said the rates. So, okay, hold on.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to the top. I want you to
Okay.
talk to Paul. I want you to talk to me. I
All
want you
right.
to talk. I just want you to talk to me. And I want you to meet me where I'm at. I want you to see how I'm feeling. And I want you to meet me I want
Okay.
you to meet me where I'm at. I want you to talk to me. Okay, I'm gonna do the same role play again. I just want you to
All
meet
right.
me. Okay?
All right.
Listening. I'm gonna push the shit out of you, Paul, because I know how bad you want it. Because you keep showing up, you won't go away. So I'm gonna keep pushing you. Is that fair?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Okay. Okay.
I, I ain't scared.
I
All
know
right.
you're not. I know you're not. Ring. Okay, go. You go.
Ring
Let's do it
ring.
again. Hello.
Hello, may I please speak to Joey?
This is not another real estate agent, is it?
Joey, it is. My name's Paul. I'm a realtor with First Realty Group, and I am calling because I noticed your property had come off the market. I was just we're trying to find out when you're interested in interviewing the right realtor to get your property sold.
Paul, I really appreciate your call. I'm frustrated. I've been on the market two times and I'm done with this. So I'm going to tell you what I told the other agents. I just want, if you send me over a business card, I want to be respectful. And I will call you when, if and when I decide to get back on the market.
Dang. Well, Joey, I can understand that. It's real frustrating and it can certainly be very discouraging when you've had your expectations and your plans set on your property selling, and kind of life throws a bunch of curves at you. Well, but if your property had sold, where were you guys moving to?
Well, we were gonna move to Los Angeles,
Oh,
but
okay,
we've kind of put that goal on. We've just put it on the back.
gotcha. And when you say we, was it you and the wife or kids or?
Me and my wife.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And what was leading you guys down to LA?
Well, it's where I grew up, and we want to just get back to the roots. I got my brothers over there, and it's just discouraging because we need all the money from the home.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's expensive to move. When were you guys hoping to get down there? I mean, if you'd already been planning on
Well,
selling.
I mean, we've been on the market for a year and not been able to sell. I mean, shoot, I don't even know how many days ago. I wanted to get out there as soon as I could, but I'm
Right.
just for this market to change right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what do you know about the market? Why do you think your property's not selling?
Well, it's people can't afford it. That's the problem.
All right. Yeah. Very expensive nowadays. Well, properties are getting sold. We got 121 properties out in your county alone that sold last month. So we need to kind of, CSI why yours didn't. What do you think your former realtor did that you liked best?
Well, I mean, he did everything you guys did. I don't think he could have. I mean, he did everything that you guys do. You know what I mean? He's very professional. You know, we just didn't. It just didn't happen. You know, I don't
Uh,
blame him for it. It's
that,
not his
that,
not his fault.
that is a discouraging feeling. What would if the next realtor though when that you choose? What are you going to expect from them?
Well, I'm probably just going to relist with the same agent, Paul.
All right. Well, that's if that's choice, but a lot of people what they do is, when their property doesn't sell, they kind of interview for a second opinion. Maybe then they pick a more active, aggressive realtor that specializes in getting properties sold. Um, you know, um, how would it feel though, to have all your money? Say, God, I lost my spot. Um, sorry, man. I totally just blew my
No,
spot.
no, no, no. Paul, I'm pushing you. Look. Hey, when do you expect the next? What are you going to expect from the next agent you choose? You know what, right?
Okay. So, uh, okay. Well, what most people do when their property hasn't sold is they interview for a second opinion. They hire a more active, aggressive realtor who specializes in getting properties sold. Joey, would it feel nice to have your property sold and all the money sitting in your bank account?
It would be nice.
Okay. Well, let's set a 15-20 minute appointment for me to come by your property, take a quick look around, and I'll show you the active marketing strategies that we use to get properties sold. What would be the best time to show you? Are you guys more available on the weekend or the weekdays?
You know, Paul, as I had said, I mean, I'm just going to hold off.
Okay. All right. Well, what is it you think that's going to change in some time? What are you
Well,
looking for?
I'm just hoping the market's going to. I'm just hoping that the rates are going to come down so people can buy more right now. That's the issue.
Okay. Well, Joey, my team's already, got 53 property transactions closed since the beginning of this year. Would it be a problem if I brought you a full price offer in the next 30 days?
You think you can bring me an offer?
My team, we're very active. We're constantly finding buyers, using our direct methods, just like this, where I'm reaching out to you. So, buyers are what we do.
I'll give you 15 minutes.
All right. Well, that sounds great, Joey. Then let's set up a time on Thursday evening. And then just one more small thing. I'm going to send you an email with more information so that our in-person meeting can be as brief as you and your wife want it to be. So what's the best contact email for each of you?
Perfect. Love it, Paul. What do you think about the role play, Paul?
Ah, good. Okay, we got to get some reps. We got to get some reps.
No, Paul. I challenged you today. I
Ah,
challenged you today. I didn't have to push that hard. I challenged you today. Okay. Here's what I want you to know. You got to move from performing to serving.
right.
You got to
Yes.
move from performing to serving is what we talked about, right? Hey,
Right.
you know what? I loved it. The last role play was great. You're like, hey, you sound like you're frustrated, and I get it. I would be frustrated. I would be frustrated too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I
Yes.
understand that you want. I understand that you want to hold off, hoping that rates are going to get better. Paul, are you aware? Are you aware that that the rates that we've had for the last 5 to 7 years aren't even like reasonable anymore? I mean, it was so. I mean, people were losing a lot of money. The market needs to correct, Paul. That's where we're at right now. The market is going to need to correct. So here's what we're telling sellers right now, Paul. We're telling sellers if you're really motivated to move, right now is the time to sell. If you're not really motivated and you're not really motivated to move, this is not the right time to sell.
Okay.
So let me ask you, on a scale 1 to 10, how motivated are you to get to LA?
Okay. I like that. I like that because yeah, clearly, yeah, we're
No.
setting.
Hey, where do you, if this sold this home, where do you go next? LA. Great. What's important about LA? Okay, great. I'm just curious. How motivated are you to get to LA? Is that a good follow-up question? How
Yeah.
motivated are you to get to LA?
Right. And it's not really aggressive, but it's clearly setting the point. Yeah.
You know what? You know what I learned yesterday from the guy coaching me on recruiting? He said, you need to be more direct. You need to be more direct. People are afraid of being direct. He said this, and then we're gonna bring up Amber because she's next. Nobody else cut in line. Nobody else cut in line. She's next. He said, tell somebody. I would really love you. I would really love for you to come over to our company. And I'm just curious, what would it take? I'm afraid to ask that question. I've been afraid to ask that question. What will it take? You know why? Because I'm not generating. I need to generate more. He said it. Be direct. What would it take?
Right.
What would it take? Right? And that's how you want to be. You want to be more direct, right?
Yes.
And he said, what one thing can your company do better? What one thing can your company do better? Isn't that great?
That's a great
Oh
question.
my gosh, it was so good.
I really
This
like that question.
no, but I want to fly to Pennsylvania, spend a couple days with him because I love how fresh it is.
Hmm.
So I'm just curious, what one thing, what one better thing do you think your agent could have done? What could they have done better? What will you expect from the next agent you choose? You see what I'm trying to say, Paul? It's like you got to understand these questions are a framework, Paul.
And yeah, I was getting
But,
too
but, but,
stuck on it.
but
I was getting too
Paul,
stuck.
but listen to me. You got to hear me when I say this. When they start talking, you need to stop and listen and be
Yeah.
in that moment. In that moment, he's telling you everything. This is to get people to start talking.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it's designed for. Don't stop the talking. And if that means you got to shut up and make sure that there's like some quiet time in there, right?
Hmm.
And let there be quiet time. Sometimes I'll cough. No, because I want to make sure they know I'm still there. Make sense?
I do. Look, it's my first line on my script. Don't fill the silence. So,
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, Amber, you ready? Good job, Paul. Good job, Paul. I
all right.
pushed you hard, Paul.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Made me sweat. Had to turn the fan on.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to sweat. Might as well sweat here. We're practicing.
All right. All right,
Okay,
go
Amber,
for it.
you ready?
Yes, ring ring.
Hello?
Hello, Joey. My name
Yeah.
is Amber with EXP. I'm sure you figured out that your home came up on my computer as an expired listing, and I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home.
Amber, thank you so much for calling, but I think we're just gonna hold off. We've decided not to sell for now.
Okay, you're thinking about holding off and not selling right now. I can appreciate that. Well, if you did sell this home, where would you go to next?
We were planning on going out to Los Angeles.
Oh, Los Angeles. How exciting. And so what takes you to LA?
You know what? My right now we're wanting to go out there just to get kind of in a warmer climate and stuff. And with all the fires that have happened, we're gonna go out there and most likely, buy a piece of land and build something.
Oh, okay. Wow, I see. Nice. And so how soon do you have to be there? Would you like to do that?
Well, I mean, really what we're wanting to do right now, Amber, is we're wanting to sell the house, get the money, so we can go out and secure a piece of land and probably just rent something. But we need the most amount of money out of this property.
All right, I understand. Yes, that all makes sense. So then I'm curious, what do you think stopped your home from selling?
It's the market right now. I mean, just kind of where the rates are at, and just people can't afford it. Can't afford it. I mean, we've been here for a while, and a $900,000 house. There's not too many people in my area that can afford that.
Oh, wow. I see what you're saying. You're thinking that it's the market and well, how did you happen to pick the last agent that listed your home?
It was the guy who sold me the house.
Oh, the guy that sold you the house. Great.
Yes.
What
Yes.
did that agent do that you liked best?
You know what? He did everything that you guys normally do. I mean, he put a sign in the yard, he put it on the computer, had some really nice photographs done, did open houses. So, I mean, you know, I don't think it's the agent's fault.
Hmm. Okay, so it sounds like he just did the basics. Um, what do you feel he should have done?
I just feel like he should have sold my house.
Yes, exactly. He should have sold your house. And what would you expect from the next agent you choose?
Um, I don't know if I'll necessarily choose another agent. I might just relist with him. Is what I
Okay,
think. Yeah.
I see you might just relist with the last agent. Um, well, have you? Well, I would also like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques I use to sell homes?
No, I'm not. I've never heard of you.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, I would like to. What would be the best time to show you? Today or tomorrow at 4?
Amber, I really appreciate your call. How much time is this going to take?
It'll only take 15 minutes of your time to show you the techniques we use to sell homes in today's market.
Okay. Can you just tell me over the phone?
Well, can I just tell you over the phone? That is possible, but really to take a look at your property and to have a better sense of what's going on and to show you exactly how we can do it, um, we need to meet face to face. Would that be today or tomorrow?
Love it. Love it. Great job, Amber. Great job. I love it. She just kept rolling with it, Paul.
Amber, I thought you had, at the very beginning, I thought you had a wonderful quality to your phone call. I don't know, something about it just sounded real nice and conversational to me. Just that very beginning, I was like, oh man, I wish I sounded like that. So that was great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, Amber, how did you think you did?
I think I did the basics. I'm not a superstar or rock star on the phone, but I got through it and it felt good. But yes, lots of room for improvement, comfortability. I don't have, yeah, so there's a lot of, I did the basics. That's how I feel I did.
Okay, so first of all, not calling yourself a rock star, I don't know what that's all about, because you are a rock star because you're on the phone and you're on the Zoom and you're trying to get better, right? And one of the things that you need to understand is the fact that you showed up, you are getting better.
Yes.
That you showed up, you are getting better. The fact that you're putting time in, you are getting better, right?
All right.
And some of the the misconceptions are if I beat myself up enough, then I'll get better. You know what I mean? But the reality of it is be encouraged that you're showing up. Just be
Yeah.
encouraged that you're showing up, right? So, any other questions that you guys have for me? What do you want me to do? You guys want to give me a role play? What do you guys want to do? You tell me what you want.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
two.
I got us something, but also to follow Amber, again, I at that beginning, the first half of that call, I thought you were doing so excellent reading or following like this sounded very natural the way you were doing the script. It wasn't until later when Joey was messing with you that got a little more awkward. But Joey, tell me, how would you have responded to that same question that you gave her? Well, can you just tell me over the phone?
Well, why don't we do a role play? Why don't we do a role play? And why don't you guys both give me different objections? And let's go through it. You know what I mean?
Well, you want me to do the full script, or you just want to
No,
hit the
I'll
objective?
do the role play. You guys be the seller. You guys be the seller. I'll do the role play.
All right. Amber,
You
you
know?
go.
No, both of you guys. You guys can be
Yeah,
husband and
we're both the seller. Joey's
Oh,
the
now
agent.
we're husband and wife. Well, this role play is taking a turn.
yeah,
My
I
wife's
did.
gonna have a.
Yeah, I know. Your wife's gonna be like, "What's this all about?" I knew Joey was up to something. Okay, so ring ring.
Hello.
Who's gonna answer the phone?
I'll answer. Hello.
What happened?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Instead, my internet connection was unstable. Okay, ring ring.
hello.
Hello, hi. Is this Mr. First?
Yeah, it is.
Mr. First, Joey Satariano with eXp Realty. How are you?
I'm doing well today.
Good. Hey, I'm calling. I'm sure you figured out that your home came up on the computer as an expired listing. And I'm sure I wanted to ask you when you plan on interviewing the right agents to actually get it sold this time.
Yeah, we're just taking a small break. I don't know.
No, hey, I can understand that. I mean, it looks like you've been on the market 182 days. I'd want to take a break too. So let me ask you, Paul, where were you planning on moving if it did sell?
We were going up to Reno.
Oh, Reno, good for you. What's important about I'm going to be in Reno next month for the Life Surge conference. Yeah, so just curious, what's important about Reno?
We've just always liked the rib cook-off every year.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, I used to go to Reno as a kid. I used to go to the air shows with the Blue Angels as a kid. So we spent a lot of time in Reno growing up. So, Paul, how soon do you want to be up there?
Got to be there by August.
You needed to be there by August, or you want to be there by August?
I needed to be there by August. So
Ouch, ouch. So you need my help more than you know.
Zach, but maybe, but
So,
we're taking a
well,
break.
hey, yeah, Paul, and I get it. I get it. I mean, you got all these agents calling. You've been on the market 182 days, and you're like, okay, what makes this guy on the phone any different than other agents? I get that. I get that, and I'll get into that in a minute. So, Paul, what do you think stopped your home from selling?
It's just it's the market's been slow right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the media and with everybody saying and with the interest rates, I get it. I mean, that is definitely what a lot of homeowners are seeing out there. Would you be surprised to know, Paul, that we've had 132 homes sell within the last 90 days?
Really?
132, yeah. So what purpose of this call was to figure out why you weren't one of them.
Hmm.
So let me ask you something, Paul. How did you happen to pick the last agent that you listed with?
It's referral from someone at work.
Oh, referral from someone at work. Okay, well, sometimes that's the right choice. What did that agent do that you liked best?
They held some open houses, and they seemed like they were pretty active.
Okay, held some open houses, pretty active, but didn't sell it.
Well, nope. We're on this phone call right now because it didn't sell.
Yeah. What do you what do you feel they should have done?
Get the property sold so I can get out of
Get
here.
it sold, right? You're not looking for any more friends, right?
This is true.
Yeah. So so Paul, I'm just curious, based on the open houses and getting on the market, you know what I mean? And what are you going to expect differently from the next agent you choose?
I really get this property sold so we can move.
Yeah, so well, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, here's the thing. Have you already chosen another agent to work with?
No, we haven't. We were going to take a break.
Okay, no, I understand. I understand. Well, I'm calling the second reason why I'm calling Paul is I want to share with you, a little bit more about what we do as a team. And I don't know if you're aware, but we had 86 sales in the last 90 days that we've sold. And I'm not saying that, Paul, to impress you. What I'm saying it to you to let you know that we have a system that gets predictable results. So I like to apply for the job of selling your homes. Are you familiar with any of the techniques that I use to sell homes?
No, I'm afraid I haven't heard of you.
You're making this really easy, Paul, by the way, just so you know. Um, well, what would be a best time for me to sit down with you and show you what we've done to get, many sellers the result they were looking for?
Well,
I,
listen,
I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
don't want to waste anybody's time. Maybe you could just give me a rundown right now on the phone.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Paul, you're not wasting my time. This is my job. I call people that haven't been able to sell in the past. I call people that are looking for solutions to the problem. And the problem you're having right now is you can't sell your home, right? Isn't that true?
All right, suppose that's true.
Yeah. So if I can take the same system we did the last 90 days and bring you an acceptable offer in the next 30 days, would that be a problem for you, Paul, or would you be able to continue with your plans?
I suppose that would work for us.
So what would be a good time, Paul, for me to kind of sit down with you in person and share with you clearly what we do differently?
Well, listen, it's cost us a lot of money while we were listed. I don't know. What do you charge?
That's a great question. That's exactly why we need to get together, and that'll be one of the first things that we talk about, Paul.
Okay. All right.
But
Well, and you really think you can do something different? You guys have buyers?
Paul, here's what I want to share with you. Is I'm not looking for more listings, Paul. I'm looking to sell homes, right? And I would rather turn you down, Paul, when I see you than let you down.
I know it sounds good, Joey, but I think I might need to just talk to my wife first. We said we were going to take a break.
No, and I get it. I get it. So let me ask you, Paul. Does your wife want to sell more than you do?
She does want to get down or up to Reno.
Paul, you need my help more than you know. So let's do this. Let's set a tentative appointment for this afternoon at 5. And down there, it'll be about 15 minutes. I'll share with you what we're doing. I'll give you really some ideas on why I think didn't sell. And then I'll invite you in to if I think I can help you, I'll invite you in closer and we can you can hire me
Oh my
or
goodness. It
we
sounds
just may part ways and that's
My internet just cut out. Joey, you sounded great. I was going to set an appointment after 5 and I lost the parts after that.
yeah, it sounded like the internet is a little unstable. I don't know if it's your internet or mine. I think it's my internet. I've been
Uh,
having a lot, I've been having a
I,
lot of problems with my internet service. I really have a lot of
uh,
problems.
yeah, yeah. That was really good, and you had a terrific answer to one of the questions a little bit back here. Let me see, where was it? Mm.
Paul, you and Amber should role play. The two of you guys should role play. Choose a couple days a week that you guys can role play. And Amber's a great role play partner. Amber, you should do the same thing with Paul because you guys are both really good. You guys should role play
Okay,
so you can get better.
that sounds good to me.
Darn it. It looks like I'm dropping the audio here myself. Sorry, guys. But Amber, I would set up a role play time. I'm not worried about that. But it looks like I don't know. It looks like I lost the audio.
No worries, no worries. So listen, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's training.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome
it
training.
was great.
Yeah, and yeah, I think you guys should probably figure out how you guys can connect in role play. I can connect you guys on it. Well, you were on the same group text, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Okay.
All right, later, Joey. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Bye,
Joy.
guys.
Thanks,
Amber.
Paul. Talk to you soon. Yes. Bye bye.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your
Bye.
day.
All right, you too. Bye.